Hey guys, so did you know that the largest chocolate chip cookie ever made was 40,000 pounds and it had a 101-foot diameter? That's crazy, right? So, for as long as I can remember, I've always loved to cook, and one of my favorite things to cook is chocolate chip cookies. So, today I'll be talking about chocolate chip cookies. I'll be telling you about the history of them, the ingredients, and then how to make them. So, chocolate chip cookies were invented by a woman named Ruth Wakefield at Toll House Inn around the Whitman, Massachusetts area, and they were accidentally made. She wasn't meaning to make these. So, according to businessleader.com, insider.com, she was cooking for the inn and she prepared all the meals. And so one night she was trying to make chocolate butter drop dough cookies, and she realized that she ran out of baker's chocolate. So instead, she substituted chopped up semi-sweet chocolate bar. So she put it into the batter, and then she was thinking that it would disperse like the other recipe did and then just make chocolate cookies. But instead, it stayed in the chip form. So it came up with chocolate chip cookies. And then she loved this recipe and she ended up spreading it all across the country. So the ingredients for the chocolate chip cookies are really simple, and today I'll be using my grandma's recipe. So a quick little story is I remember for Christmas my grandma would always make us chocolate chip cookies. She would prepare like this huge batch of cookies and then put them into little baggies and give them to her grandchildren and children and just other people. So they were always really good, and that's what I'll be using today. So for this recipe, you'll need 3 cups of flour, 1/2 a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar packed, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 2 eggs, 2 sticks of softened butter, and 1 bag of chocolate chips. So first you're going to put the butter and sugar in a mixer, and you're just going to mix that up and make sure it's all nice and smooth. And then you're going to put the eggs and vanilla in, and you're going to make sure that's all nice and mixed up. So then after that, you're going to get another bowl and you're going to put your flour, salt, and baking soda in that bowl. And you're going to mix it up. And I personally sift it through, but you don't have to. It still comes out the same. But after you get it all mixed, so you're going to put the wet and dry ingredients together. So don't add the dry ingredients too fast, because if you do, then the flour will go everywhere and it'll make a big mess. So I personally put the dry ingredients in about thirds, and it works really well for me. So after you get your dough mixed up, you're going to add in your chocolate chips. So I already have all the dough mixed, and I don't have as much as normal because I've already put some in the oven, but this is what the consistency should look like. So now that you got your dough together, you're gonna bake it. So I already have my oven set to 350, and then you're gonna take your cookie dough and you're gonna get about a spoonful, and you're gonna roll it into about 1-inch balls. And this is what it should look like. And then you're gonna place it on your baking sheet. So when you're doing this, you have to make sure that you don't put your cookie dough too close together, because if you do, then when it goes in the oven and melts, it will run into each other and it'll be one big cookie mess. So you don't always have to roll your cookies into little balls. You can just take your spoon and then just get about this much, and you're just gonna scoop it onto your baking sheet. So after you get it onto the sheet, this is what your cookie dough should look like. Cookies should look like, about that spread out too. So then after that, you're gonna put it in the oven for about 10 minutes. And you're gonna you can put it in there for less time if you want them more gooey, so about 7 or 8 minutes. And if you want them more crunchy, then you can put them in there for about 12 to 13 minutes. So I'm gonna set my timer for 10 minutes. And once they get out of the oven, they should look just like this. Just nice and good. So today I've told you about chocolate chip cookies. I've talked to you about the history behind them, the ingredients, and then how to make them. So these are super great recipe for little parties or gatherings, and they're super simple to make. So I hope that you like these cookies. Enjoy.